it's going to be a very, very special footy show. Lots going on tonight. First of all, Anzac Day yesterday, one of the great clashes of the year. Yes, the Magpies up. Essendon were great. The coach of the Collingwood Footy Club, Nathan Buckley, to join us shortly.
Yes, and Damien Barrett has just an add-on to the Twitter threat story that's been circulating around the AFL. A couple of new names there. And an injury scare to one of the most promising footballers in the AFL.
Simon Black plays game number 300. We pay tribute to him, one of the most decorated and popular players in the game. Jonathan Brown catches up with him.
Nice Anzac Day serving of Street Talk. Sam headed to the MCG and to the pubs around Richmond.
And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man I've never seen as nervous as he is, because tonight he becomes a man. He faces up to his greatest fear. It is heights. 7.5 stories up, connected to a little rubber band. He's going to jump off a building in less than an hour. Let's get started.
Company in the beautiful Docklands precinct here in Melbourne. I'm not doing it, Gary, but let's get the panel involved. And this is a ripping panel, starting with Premiership superstar for the Hawks, now calls the Gold Coast Suns his home. Make him welcome. Campbell Brown's here. And the big power forward from North Melbourne, Drew Petrie. The Mayor of Geelong, Bill Burnless. What about the setup?
What are you doing, William? Please.
I'm not sure, Gary, but someone told me to dress up like Justin Madden.
You're dressed up as Joel Madden, that's who you are.
Ah, Joel, that's hence the old sleeve, eh? Not
Very,
bad.
very good reason for it too, ladies and gentlemen, because The Voice, Jim, that is a show that has just taken the world, but the country by storm.
No doubt, 4 million.
Yes, and I'll tell you who else whose imagination it's captured is our old mate, the Foss.
The enforcer.
A man who likes singing.
He does.
And someone that we said never, ever again.
That's because he's no good at it.
He's no good. He put out this, of course. He does his best work after midnight. That's didn't quite take off. So after that, we sort of thought that was it. But The Voice has given him hope.
Reignited him.
So what we need these three boys to do is just turn around in the best tradition of Delta and everyone else. And ladies and gentlemen, grab your button if you wouldn't mind.
Yep.
This is... maybe, Drewy, grab your button, please. For the very last time, maybe, or could this be the rejuvenation of a career that has stalled many times? Please welcome the one and only John Sammy Newman.
She gets hungry for dinner at 8. Loves the theatre, never comes late. She can't be bothered with someone she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp. Doesn't like dice games with barons and earls. Won't go down to Harlem dressed in ermine and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of those girls. That's why this chick, she's a champ. I love the warm, sweet...
Gary,
I really liked it.
has someone meant to have turned around?
No
by now?
one's,
Wait, aren't they meant to turn around?
no one's pushed a button.
Why
for us.
haven't they turned around?
Not a turnaround.
Because you're no bloody good, man. Get shit out.
Look, I'll do some more.
No.
I can do the second. She loves the
Come
warm,
and sit
sweet...
down. Come on, sit down. Sit down, Tim.
All right. Better than the last one, isn't it? What?
I liked it. I really liked it.
Was
And,
most of it in tune?
No, I thought it was
No,
really
no,
good.
no, most of it wasn't in tune.
Bit surprised at our panel.
Where's Delta?
Delta's there.
What's wrong with you?
You have a beautiful soul. You're an amazing person.
And old Keith Urban, you didn't like anything you saw?
No, not one bit. Stick to the day job, Sam.
Joel, not your
Joel?
What about
No,
you,
mate,
you
no,
bloody
mate.
fat fool? You can take me across there and...
No, man, you're no good. You're too old.
Samuel.
You got no soul.
And thank you to Tony Bennett for opening the Logies.
Yes.
What are you talking about? I'm too old.
You're too old. Have a look at yourself, you silly old.
That might be it, though.
What?
That might be it. Yeah, that was your sort of last roll of the dice, really. Wasn't it?
No
There
more.
might be no more.
Hey,
Sam.
Foss, I like the shoulder work you got ripping there. How does that go? Give us a bit of that.
I've been studying. She like... Witchcraft.
Go
I
on.
don't know the word.
I do. Do you want me to sing this
No,
one?
no.
Wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo. Strictly taboo.
All right, listen, you're going to stay on our team for the time being.
I'm going to stay here. What we're going to be enthralled about is Jim just leaking a little bit of bodily fluid from the top of the very tall building out there later on.
And don't you worry, that looks unbelievable. I'm glad it's you, Jim. But we've got to keep pushing on. Campbell Brown here, also known as Golden Whitman. Good to see you, mate.
Hey, it's good to be down here.
Well, how are the Suns going? I think expectations were this year that you're going to take a few steps forward, but it perhaps hasn't gone as well as what you would have liked.
Yeah, look, obviously we haven't got a win on the board yet, and we're pretty disappointed. I think the main thing that we haven't been acceptable in has just been our effort. You know, if we go out there and put our heads over the footy and really compete, and we lose because we're playing a better side, well, so be it. But I think the inconsistency of effort's been the main thing that's been disappointing.
So you've retired. What have you been doing since you have retired?
I'm still plugging away. Thanks, Sam. I'm still playing, mate. We're trying to play anyway.
Are you still
He's
playing?
on the list. He's playing this weekend, Foss.
You're still playing? Come on. Come on.
I thought the Suns got a little bit more exposure than that down here, but
Have you
yeah, we're still.
How many games you played this year?
Well, I've played. What are we up to? Around 5. I've played 3. I missed 1, so I'm coming up for my 4th.
Have you?
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's been
And you
game
got
changer
engaged?
stuff.
Gee, sorry, man.
Engaged to the lovely Jess off season.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah, got engaged. Thanks, mate. Yeah, she's a very lucky woman.
Never in doubt.
No, I was never in doubt. But yeah, no, it was great, great time.
Hey, the long-suffering Jess, and you did it in style too. Tell us how you proposed.
In New York.
And
And
Give us the full works, please.
There was a horse and carriage ride around Central Park, so
and roses.
and some roses, and did the whole bit. So yeah, thanks for that, boys.
I know why you're not winning. I know it's all about intensity and commitment, but maybe you should know your teammates, Brownie. Have a look at this pre-season game. Oh, what are you doing running into your own teammate?
Well, he actually ran into me. I had Selwood picked off from a while out, and down Presty, a little meatball as we call him, saw a shadow and ran straight into me. So yeah, it was pretty ordinary.
Always has been one of the hard men of the AFL, no question about that. Wasn't sure, though, when I saw this photo. This is your holiday house, Brownie. This is a picture of your bedroom at your holiday house. Got clowns all over the joint.
Can I say,
What's going on with that?
when I was younger, my mum thought I liked clowns,
Yes.
and because I was such a nice son, I didn't have the heart to tell her that I didn't like them.
You did
And so
20
she kept buying them.
You're 28, you can get it now.
Yeah, who sent you through that?
No, that was your sister Pippa, so we
Yeah,
appreciate that.
thank you again.
So that is actually your room, though.
No, I'm scared of clowns now after that. A childhood of that is pretty disturbing, so yeah.
Campbell.
What are
You
we
don't.
doing?
You've got you got clowns in your. Have you? Is that it?
No, I don't anymore. No, that was when I was about 12.
I see.
Yeah.
It's growing up.
Extraordinary.
It might be why I've
And-
turned out the way I am.
Hey,
Bit mad.
extraordinary.
Drew Petrie, ladies and gentlemen, from the Kangaroos. Going OK, the Kangaroos. In fact, they were flying until the weekend. You've gone up to Sydney and just hit a little hurdle there.
We did. Gary, I guess the Geelong win sort of pales into insignificance after not following up with the Swans, and good teams win interstate, so we haven't been able to do that consistently, and we need to fix that.
But you have been busy. You've had another girl.
Yes.
So you've been doing something. There's there's Nicole, first of all, your lovely wife. And there's Abby. Abby's the one in the blanket. Now, Abby was... There she is there. Look at her. If she was born on a match day, you weren't going to go to the birth, were you?
No, I wasn't, but luckily we booked in for an elective caesarean. So when I made that comment a couple of weeks ago, I knew that I was going to be okay and wouldn't miss a game of footy. So I'd sort of given the media a hint, but they didn't catch on.
No, well, that's good news, and all fit and well and healthy, look beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's well. I did the fun part, and my wife did the hard bit. So.
Now listen, what about down at North Melbourne? It's always important to get the right people out on the ground. There's been a lot of talk about your president, who seems to have crossed the boundary, literally and figuratively. You're going across into the green stuff, Jim.
Gary, this is at training.
That's
and
right.
That
What are you doing
warm-up.
now? That's the last thing that your coach wants to be doing, talking to you.
I think he wanted to talk strategic stuff with me at some stage.
Now, what does the president always say?
He always says he leaves the football stuff to the coach and the players, and the off-field stuff is where he belongs. So he gets in the way. The boys get distracted when they see James down.
Well, this is footage today, Jim. Have a look at this. This is you down there. It's not about you. It's about the players and the coaches. Oh, look at me. I'm the big president. I got me big kangaroo tracksuit on. Jim, and then look at him down and kicking some goals. He actually missed this. That's a point.
That's gone through.
What
It's
are
not
you
about
doing?
you.
I'll tell you what I was doing.
What were you doing?
There are some lovely people here, and scream out if you are from Perth, who came to Aegis Park today to watch training, and I went down and said hello to them, and they're here tonight.
In your tracksuit.
Yeah, why is it necessary to get into your strip?
Well, because I just finished in the gym.
What are you doing in the gym?
Jim, what gym work are you doing?
Just getting this amazing rig more buffed. I don't know. I was just in the gym, and then I walked out onto the track, which I think is allowed. It's game day, Gary. You're not allowed on the ground.
Not at all. You don't go out there
Not
kicking.
swish out there in your shorts.
I agree. On game day, you were never
Embarrassing.
allowed on the ground.
Embarrassing. Given
At
what's coming
training,
up
you're
later
allowed.
tonight, I think you thought you'd take the last opportunity to go and have a kick. Hey, Jim, Bill, we've got to keep moving because we've got a very, very big show. Nathan Buckley still to come, but a big game Friday night.
Huge game goes at Friday night footy here. Fremantle take on Carlton at Patterson Stadium. Fremantle were great last week. They had a win in Melbourne. And a couple of changes here. Big Sandilands is out. He's hurt his knee, and Subin is omitted. Griffin comes in. Nat Fyfe. Well, he dropped out last week. Not sure if he'll play. Stephen Hill was sensational last quarter. And Clancy Pearce and Tendai Manzingu take the head of Carlton side here. Let me tell you, some big outs for Carlton. Out Carazzo, Bauer, Laidler and Yaron. Some big outs there. In comes Andrew Walker, Brett Thornton, Russell, Armfield and Joseph. So over at Patterson Stadium, I don't reckon they'll get beaten over there, the Fremantle Dockers, and they will win this one. They'll beat Carlton, Drewy.
That's right. I think they'll win at home and certainly want to capitalise on their good win in Melbourne against St Kilda last weekend.
Yeah, I'm with the boys. I think defensively they're one of the better defensive sides in the competition these days, and Fremantle for me.
Just trying to make you feel at home, mate. I'm sorry about that crack about you retiring. I'm just trying to make you feel...
Who do you like over at Patterson?
Just when you thought it was safe, Gary, to tip Carlton. I took a belting down in Lygon Street for not tipping them the week before they beat Collingwood.
Well, Lloyd, he said the Bombers were going to lay down.
That's it. And when you think... So we're not tipping Carlton, again, until they give us a chance to actually retain our credibility. And Fremantle quite easily.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going against you. I like the Blue Boys. I think they'll bounce back.
What do you like about them?
I think they're a much improved side.
They're not.
They are.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
they are. Dennis Armfield back into the side. Some running ability over at Patterson Stadium. Now, listen, we've got to keep moving. Now, I'm not joking when I say this. This could be an historic night.
Yeah.
Because Jim has this pathological fear.
Phobia.
Anything higher than this actual desk. And what he's going to do very, very shortly is go face first.
I'm not the only person in this room that's scared of heights.
Over the
Own
edge.
up.
I'm going to cross to Shane Crawford, who's down. He's going to set the scene for us, Crawford. This is a man that is absolutely petrified. What have you got for us?
He is, Gary, and as you can see, the skyscrapers of Melbourne, Eureka, Crown Casino, we are high in the sky, and it is the power of the mind. You've got to focus, you've got to believe in what you're doing. Thanks to Mr. Navarra. Hey, damn it! Don't you forget that. Now, Jim, this is the building, 7 stories high, which you'll be going face first down in these wet, windy, slippery, cold conditions. You can't believe it. And there's a little sign, I'm not sure if you can see it down below. That is what you're aiming for, that face. You're aiming for that. That silly hairstyle of yours. Now, let's get serious.
Yes,
safety is paramount.
Yes.
And I have nominated myself safety officer, and I have some help. And here it is. This is Test Dummy Jimmy. Got the same personality as you, Jim. Anyway, this is what's going to happen. We are going to test the conditions right now to make sure it's safe in these wet, cold, slippery conditions. Now, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Watch out below. We're coming down. All right. Good luck, buddy! I'm scared! That's what's going to happen, Jim. You could possibly die on tonight's show. Don't go anywhere. We could witness a death. Back to you, Gary.
There it is, Mr. Navarra, power of the mind, Jim.
Oh,
Harry, you've been out and had a look at it.
It is terrifying, and I'm not actually going to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to.
Mind you, Jim. Mind you, don't get too worried. The building looks a lot taller with Shane standing in front of it.
Well, we're going to take a
You
break.
are going to do it because
shut up,
the
Gary.
Yarragon Football Club are the ones who are the winner. They had an unbelievable response to this. They are going to win $10,000, Jim, if you do it, and $1,000 if you don't. So,
Is he dressing up as Wonder Woman?
No, he's not doing that.
What?
He's not going
That was part of it.
No, he's
Take a
gonna
break
just
on the
go
Footy
out,
Show.
Man up and
Gather
jump on.
ourselves.
Come on, Jim.
Come back, shut up, Bill, and complete the rest of the
Joel.
show after this. Stick around.
Tonight on a ripping footy show, it's Bucks live in the studio talking up his Anzac Day win and how he loves his new role. Sam was also at the G yesterday for Street Talk, warning Pie supporters.
Go Pies! Anzac Day!
Plus, what are you up to, Brownie?
Got the pleasure of interviewing the 300 gamer, Simon Black, on the Footy Show soon.
Righto, that sounds good. Ah, and the Warrior. He'll wander in with all the big stories. Plus, Jim Bob will face his fear of heights. Wonder Woman, eat your heart out. It'll be about as smooth as me at a Logie's after party. Get up, get up, get out of my way. I'm here to play. So keep watching, cockos.
Some very nice shoulder rolls. And of course, Brownie. Not the only time he's been a part of the review, Brownie. In fact, done a very nice job over a number of years, but also not the only son to bust a move. We had a camera locked off on Gaz Ablett. Have a look at some of this.
Look at this. The moonwalk, it's called, Jim.
Oh, is it, Bill?
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't helped him, Jim, because he's not playing this weekend, so I'm not sure whether that was the precursor or not, but it is a very, very big game for the North Melbourne Footy Clubs. They take on the Gold Coast Suns. Kangaroos went down last week against the Sydney Swans. Very disappointing, and I don't reckon old Bradley Scott was too happy. Out goes Matty Campbell and Todd Goldstein, who was almost an All-Australian last week. Drew, get your thoughts on that. In comes Tarrant, Greenwood and Mullet. They come up against the Gold Coast Suns, who have also been hit very, very hard. At the selection table, went down to Brisbane by 65 points. The outs. What about this? Josh Fraser omitted. Ouch. Ablett with a knee. Harbrell with an elbow. Hall's been omitted, and the good mail is that Riscatelli may be in big doubt as well. So probably 3 of their very best players. William?
Yeah, interesting that one, Josh Fraser. I'd like to know what Ben Hudson said to him. Do you know what you were out there? Do you know what happened? Have a look at this here. They're walking off the ground. Ben Hudson says, have a look at the scoreboard. Then he comes back Wait for it. Oh, here we go.
What's he suggesting, Bill?
He's ducked his head. Now, is that why he was dropped?
No, I don't think it was. Ben always has a fair bit to say out there, and I think he just got omitted to give another young guy a chance. But like Gary said, we've lost a lot of experienced players this week, so yeah, we really need to step up. And obviously, Gary's going to be very hard to fill, but young guys have got their opportunity.
And Brownie lifted one off the rookie list. Kyle Horsley, a 24-year-old recruit from Subi in Perth.
Yeah, he's been fantastic playing in the reserves competition, and you know, he's a bigger body, so he's played a lot of waffle footy, and yeah, good luck to him in his debut.
Drew Petrie. Now, Drew, if you can stay on the ground, I'm going to pick North Melbourne. What happened here, mate? This is here it is. Here, look at him. The big fella takes a mark. Sammy Soho fence. Look at Sammy. He'd be happy with that advertising there.
That's
Soho.
Jim in the yellow top there. On the ground again.
And what happened there, Drew? You jumped the fence.
Yeah, well, the choice was to go through the fence or over it, and I think over it was the better option, so hence I jumped.
Drewy, tell me this. Todd Goldstein last year was almost all-Australian, I reckon. There's a lot of debate whether they can play big Hamish McIntosh, Goldstein and yourself, and it would appear that Todd's gone by the wayside after 4 games.
Yeah, from an outsider's view, Gary, people might see it as a structural problem that we're a bit too tall, but you know, I can tell you internally it's just a bit of form for Goldie. We subbed him out last week against Sydney and just needs to get some 4 quarters in against, you know, at VFL level to get him up and about again. So no doubt Todd will be back in because I think his tap work last year was sensational, so we need him.
All right, anyone? No, I don't think anyone tipping Gold Coast, apart from Brownie, of course.
Yeah, no, I like Brownie. Josh Fraser got omitted. He said, omitted to give another young guy a chance. That's why they omitted Josh Fraser. Let's hope there's not a surfeit of youth waiting in the rooms. No. Or no one will get a game.
Drewy?
I just want to know, Billy, are you calling the game on any radio station this week?
Hello.
Yeah, Triple M going to Canberra. That'll be good. Why do you ask?
You haven't got our game, though?
No, I haven't got the North Melbourne game, no.
Good result. We played Geelong 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Triple M do a 3-2-1 for worst on
And
ground.
beat Geelong, by the way.
And we beat Geelong this day.
Yeah.
And
I was given 3 votes worst on ground.
Oh, you
Play your good self.
You can't give
Bill.
a North Melbourne player the worst on ground when they've beaten Geelong.
Yep, so not happy.
Did you hear that, or you know it's fact?
It's fact. Did you say it?
Yeah. But you know who? Well, Shannon Burns got one, and it was out of.
Don't try and explain it.
It was him or Paul Chapman.
And
far too
Chappie
late.
would have belted you.
Chappie would have belted the crap out of me.
What? I won't?
No, you weren't bad. You had a bad day.
Don't try and
quiet
fix
day.
it now. Hey, we've got to keep moving. Lots coming on. Nathan Buckley here very shortly, but before that, time for Sam's mailbag.
It's a sort of a reverse psychology thing being voted worst on the ground, because if you're just no good, it's just accepted. But if you're meant to be good, and you don't play, so it's quite an accolade to be voted worst on the ground.
Sam actually started it on Triple M Footy, Drewy, and one day he gave Sav Rocker worst on ground after he'd been given best on ground.
That's right, because he kicked 5-7.
Yep.
And they lost the game. Right. That to me would be not doing it. Now, this is from Rachel and Philippa of Brisbane. Brisbane.
Yes.
Making a Nana laugh isn't easy these days, as you can see by the enclosed photo.
Let's have a look at Nana.
That's grumpy Nana.
Not happy Nana.
But, she says, Rachel and Filippo, but we all laughed ourselves stupid last week at that South African guy impersonating Gary on the stretcher. Please, Foss, says Rachel and Filippo. Please, Foss, play that footage again. Let's see the grumpy man squirm. That's you, Gary. No, don't worry.
I'll give Billy
There's
Barrett
a great trick in showbiz. Not that we're in showbiz. How fancy saying that? We're just
roughly
just
not after
just
that start.
piddlers. There's a great trick: is don't overdo things. Don't throw the just
the one-off.
Overbake the cake.
Good. Keep
so a joke's a joke, and we've all done it, and we're not doing it again. So you just have to remember what he looked like, or. Now this is from Owen of North Fitzroy. Dear Sam, Owen says. A couple of years ago, you gave away an Xbox to some young bloke who wrote in. Now, we did too.
We did.
I am getting married next month and was wondering if you could help me and the missus out with some furniture. Like, say, says Luke, a kitchen. How about it? Now, Luke, are you serious, mate? But I tell you what, if you want to buy some furniture, here's an example of a coffee table. Anton was. This is. A very, very nice, a modest coffee table. And you can decorate any house with that. It doesn't clash with anything. Or if you liked a three-seater couch, maybe something that Anton's just in the back there.
One more. I reckon you got another one. No, you got one more. Then.
No,
surely you have. Yeah.
Gary,
give it one more.
A couch, and no, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, and incidentally, if you wanted a rug or something, no better. And that's and that was a coffee mate as well, Gary. So we've got 4 there out of the just to help Luke and his missus.
Brownie thought that was funny as well.
Now I'm not going to. There is another letter, but I'm actually moving it away. I'm going to make Brownie feel at home. I'm going to fashion some. Some. You've seen balloon toys that you can put in a clown's room.
Yeah.
This is what you do. I'm going to make one for you. And just
with the balloon.
Yeah, the balloon. I'm going to make it
Today it'd be good.
Yeah, well, Bill.
Surely you've done this before.
Just about eased the bomb out.
This is to pump it up. Just stand by. Just pretend I was reading a letter.
Not the only pump you use either.
You've done this before, Sam.
Come on,
This
you
is good.
bastard.
This
No,
is
come on.
good.
Just a minute. That's it there.
Pump one up for him, Jim. Oh, that's good.
Hang on.
Oh, no. Here we go, under the desk.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Wait.
Not again.
Hang on. No, this is in lieu of a letter,
We've
Gary.
got to get Jim off the building
No,
sometime
bugger Jim.
tonight.
No, this is you'll like this one. You'll like this one.
No bugger Jim, you reckon?
Just a
Bugger
minute.
Jim.
What's
Come
this
on,
one?
you
Come on. Pump it up.
Come on, you bastard.
Look at him.
Here we go.
It's like at home.
Right.
Oh, it's gone down.
This is Monty. That's Monty. Finally, that's one more. There's one more. Now this is
You're
huge.
going well so far.
No, I'm going well so far. Just a minute. Shit, that's hard to get on. Hang on, just a minute. Just pretend. Please go up. Here we go.
Well, show us.
Here we go. This is the last one.
Oh.
Yes.
And good evening to Seal if you're watching. Hang.
You want to be a part of this groundbreaking segment? It's very easy to do. Here is the address. GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria, 3001, sams.mailbag@9.com.au, footyshow.com.au.
Okay, here we go. Straighten up. Time. Jim, it's time for you to leave.
Yep.
You are going to go out to the 7.5-storey building. We've got a limousine to take you down there, and then very shortly you're going to jump off it. How do you feel?
I don't feel very good at all.
It doesn't matter. You're going to do it anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen,
All
send
the
him on
best,
his
mate.
way. What we didn't want to tell him is it has started to bucket down outside. It is really starting to rain.
Oh, there he is.
So that's going to be a very, very dangerous and precarious situation. So that coming up in the next 40 minutes. But before that, Nathan Buckley to join us live here in the Footy Show.
Long ball looking for Alwyn Davey. Alwyn Davey!
This will be a goal. All tied up. Handball back to Stan. Kick round the body. Is a goal. Bombers in front. What? Bugger off.
Weeman!
Off the ground clear. Goal Collingwood. They're back in front by a point.
Bloody hell, Jim!
Collingwood win by a point in the most unbelievable fashion on Anzac Day.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. It was an honour and a privilege to be at the MCG yesterday, the Anzac Day clash between Essendon and Collingwood. It was a game befitting of the occasion. A man that dominated as a player now has his first win as a coach of the Collingwood Footy Club. Please make him welcome, Nathan Buckley. How do you do, sir? Welcome, mate.
Guys.
Very nice of you to come in.
Very nice.
I just said in the intro there, as a player, Anzac Day is an extraordinary experience, I would imagine, not having played in one, but to go along, how does it differ? Now you're in the coach's box and it's sort of out of your hands to a large degree.
Yeah, look, you don't have a lot of control, so to speak. As a player, you can go and influence the game physically, but as a coach, you try and set the agenda, set the direction, and then set it across to the leaders and they get the job done.
We spoke pre-game with you. The emotion of the day is it's an extraordinary thing, and it'd be folly to try and say that it is not different to a home and away game, but it is, the build-up's different. You're out there together for a long time. You go through the banner together. That it's something that any young footballer would love to do.
Yeah, we had a couple of young players play the game. Kirk Ewell played his first game, and Paul Seedsman, Ben Sinclair, Lockie Keefe. So those young fellas playing in their first Anzac Day. It's unlike any other game, really, even a final, because of the last post and the significance that it has in the calendar. And standing there as a coach, it was significant, just as significant a feeling. And the silence with 95,000 people around makes you think how lucky you are to be there. And we were lucky to get the result as well.
Bucks, I want to ask you about Dane Swan. He's a different cat, no doubt about that. He said some interesting things about Mick Moldhouse coming down and having a chat to Collingwood and things like that. How is your relationship with him?
Yeah, I get on well with Swanee. He's like, we're different characters, different people. He loves having a bit of a laugh, and he throws a few curveballs in there, as he did sort of after the game yesterday. But he's a performer. He's got great pride in his performance, and he's been able to build as we've gone through the first 5 games of the season. And when he plays games like yesterday, you can't help but love him as a coach.
There he is here, of course, kicks a goal and rubs his tummy because some people have said that he's looking fat. Here he is, wait for it, like Buddha. There he is there. But then Bucksy says, what are you going to do this weekend? He goes, I'll go and have a couple of cheeseburgers and go to KFC. So it's good for the team to have someone like that.
Yeah, look, he's politically incorrect and a little bit irreverent, and we love the way he carries himself around the footy club. And when you've won 3 Copeland trophies and a Brownlow in the last 4 years, you've probably got a little bit of right to say whatever you want.
Now, there's been a little chat about the game plan. Even the President, Eddie, weighed in and said it's become middle class, or it's changed from being affluent or something, I don't know. Have you tweaked the game plan? Anything that the general unwashed wouldn't have noticed, but you have just tweaked up, different from when the great former coach was there?
We're trying to evolve, Sam, and we want to...
Trying to evolve?
We're trying to evolve. We're trying to play 2012 or a modern type of footy. And
so last year's was out of date. Do I take that by? No, I'm serious. I'm not having a go. Do I take the inference that last year's is now passé?
For all 18 clubs, yeah. The game's different and it's changed.
In a year, in a summer.
Absolutely. Do you see it differently?
No.
Okay.
No, but Nathan,
you should be coaching now.
No, in a summer, you're saying since last year's grand final to now, it is significantly changed?
Yeah, well, you've probably got some guys over there that are playing it that can tell you, but I think the game changes very quickly, and obviously tactics change and evolve, and the coaches, the coaching staffs of each club, there's obviously a lot of heads in the footy departments, and there's a lot of people watching a lot of tape, dissecting, analysing, finding ways to basically beat the best side of the time. And that's what happened with us in 2011, and every side came after us and the way we were defending at the time. Now everyone's looking at Geelong and say, well, how can you beat that brand of footy? And it does change and it does evolve. And I had a feeling, basically everyone realised that as the year progressed last year, the game was changing and you need to evolve with it.
I'd be one of the few that didn't realise that, Nathan. And, very good to have the experts in just to correct those people who speak about the game but don't really know what they're speaking about, me being one of them.
So, that's okay, because...
thanks, Gary.
Just tell us about a couple of weeks ago. And we haven't got you in here specifically, but we have to address it with the whole Mick and Eddie, and you were sort of caught in the middle and handled yourself magnificently, I think. But yeah, well... Was there a sense of inevitability that was going to come, that this blow-up was going to come with Mick going into the media and this sort of simmering tension, real or otherwise? Did you sort of relieved now after 4 games it's out there and done and gone?
Yeah, well, look, it probably was inevitable that it was going to come. I mean, even now, when people are uncomfortable asking about it, I don't, it's just the way it is. Well, I mean, Sam didn't want to ask that question. It was very good of you, Gaz, to ask it. But
so how is it, though? The way you say that's the way it is, how is it?
It just is what it is. I mean,
what the relationship then?
Oh, with me?
Yeah.
As good can be. I mean, he has a job in the media, and the whole thing of the last 2 weeks ago was that apparently he made some comments about the way that we were playing our football, and that's what a media commentator does. And he happens to be a person who's been involved at the club intimately for the last 10, 12 years and knows it inside out, so his comments carry more weight.
No, I'm surprised that you've gone down that track, Gary, but seeing as you have... now, come on, Nathan. That was also another backhander, almost, saying that last year was wrong and you've moved on to a different plan because you didn't win...
I didn't say last year was wrong.
Well, I thought you said it was not going well last year.
So we have to evolve.
Evolve, yep, OK. How do you get on with Mick? How did you get on when he was the coach with him? How did you get on with him? And how did you get on when he was there, you was behind him last year? And why aren't you close?
How do you know we're not close?
Well, I'm assuming you're not close. Are you close?
Well, we haven't spoken for a while.
That would indicate to me you're not that close.
You're very perceptive.
What would you think he doesn't like about you, or vice versa?
To be honest, I haven't thought much about it.
You must
everyone is absolutely...
You must have known we were going to ask you this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I'll just check my notes.
Yeah.
No, everyone's amazed by it. It's a relationship that fascinates everyone. As I've said consistently, Mick has been a fantastic influence on my football career and on my development as a person. So I have got not a bad word to say about the man, because he's been fantastic for a lot of people that I've dealt with and that I've had associations with through my football career. Coached me for 8 years as a player. I worked under him for 2 years as an assistant coach. I've learned a lot about the game through him, and I thank him for that. And it's, as I said, everything, the opportunity that I have right now came off the back of a conversation that we had together, and we worked out what it was going to look like. And if he hadn't agreed to that, well, then I wouldn't be here. So I've got him to thank for a lot of where I am at the moment.
I think people would be actually... I think you've cleared a lot of things up. I don't think people would have thought you had that opinion of him. And you are also saying that he did agree to step aside, and this has been blown out of all proportion by us or someone, because how has it got to this stage where there's a bit of angst?
Well, it's got to this stage because we performed really poorly against Carlton, and yeah, we were 1 and 2 at the time, and because things weren't going well on the football field, there had to be questions asked, and it was going to happen at some stage. It just happened to happen quite early.
So, middle of last year, you came on Footy Classified, and we asked you about the job and how you saw it, and we asked you whether Mick had been in the coaching box, because at that stage he was still, to move into that role, and you said no, he wouldn't. You didn't want him in the coaching box, which was absolutely fair enough. But then Rodney Eads appointed as a director of coaching, and now sits in the coaching box.
Yeah.
So what's the difference there?
Well, I think initially there was going to have to, and Mick and I actually discussed this at various times in 2010, so a fair way out from what was happening. And the understanding was, and I think this was part of Mick's decision not to stay, is that there needed to be some space in the handover, and that was going to happen if Mick chose to stay. That was going to come in whatever form we thought was important, and part of that was going to be that there was only going to be me in the coach's box, given that I was going to be the senior coach. So, in the end, things have transpired the way they've transpired. Mick made the decision not to honour the contract for the last couple of years that was basically the last 3 years that was put in place a couple of years ago, and the club had to make an appointment in lieu of that, and we've moved on.
And this might be an unfair question, but professionally, are you happier that Mick's not there? Professionally, not personally. Are you professionally happier that Mick's not there now as you embark on your coaching career?
Well, it is what it is.
But would you prefer it this way or not?
Well, the whole arrangement was assuming and anticipating that Mick was going to be there.
If you got on with him, it would be surely preferable that he is. If you got on with him, it would surely be preferable that he's there.
The decision was outside of my control, and it was basically outside the club's control because it was something Mick felt that he wanted to do and needed to do, and I support him with that decision. And we're now in 2012, 5 rounds into the season, if you haven't realised, and we're playing footy.
Do you have a mentor, Bucks? Do you have someone to talk to? Because it's a bloody tough job.
Can you help me out, Billy?
Well, mate, I would have a couple of frothies with you, mate, because it's a tough job being a coach. You're coaching Collingwood, the biggest club in the land. Do you have someone to talk to about, the media or anything like that?
Yeah, look, I've got close friends that have been involved in football that know the caper, that have coached in their own right, and depending on the situation or the scenario, I sort of tap into their knowledge and their experience, and I think most people have. They're not really mentors; they're just friends.
Friends, yeah.
But I think that's important to have, and obviously Rodney, with his experience, has been fantastic for me as well.
Mark Neild, you coach together. Do you ring up Neildy and say, mate, actually he'd be worse than you?
Yeah, he was getting smashed there at one stage, and I think in the end, going to the first Coaches Association AGM before the season started, and you've got 17 other people and men in the room that are going through the same situation. Some have obviously more experience than others, and some rookies like myself, and you end up understanding there's other people that are going through it. And the conversations, and over a couple of beers actually that night at the AFL launch, you sort of find out a little bit about those people and their challenges and their struggles, and you realise that it's a unique job. It's a very different environment and challenge, but it's pretty stimulating at the same time.
Now, before we finish all this, I just think people would admire you for the way you've handled yourself and for coming in, and you've been on all the media outlets, television and radio. So we'll just go one more question.
Yes, mate.
A very revered player in this competition, former player, Wayne Carey, said that he categorically had information that at least 8 players were not happy with you being the coach.
6 or 7, yeah.
He said 6 or 7. I do apologise.
That's right.
I've never been good at numbers. Well, he said a handful are not happy with you being in charge, being under your tutelage. What would you say to that? Have you asked people, do you like me down there?
No.
No.
Did you speak to Wayne?
Do I speak to him?
Did you speak to him after that comment?
He called me to clear up.
What did he say?
He said that
what did he say?
Not many people liked Dennis Pagan when he was coaching either.
But that's hardly an answer, is it? Did you say...
I didn't ask him the question.
No, but he rang... No, but that's hardly an answer from him.
No.
Well, did you say to him, Wayne, where did you get that information, and how would you know that would be correct?
Well, look, no, I didn't, because I didn't care for it.
What?
I didn't care for it. I'm actually there every day, and I speak to the players and the people at the football club that he's supposing that he has this information from, and I don't see any inkling of it.
No, well, that's the answer.
There you go. You asked the question.
And the result on the weekend would suggest that as well, Bucks. Just before you go, Collingwood membership, I don't know what it is now. It's nearing 70-odd thousand. Purdy said they want 150,000. You want the faithful to join?
Absolutely, and we're pretty greedy down at Collingwood, Purdy in particular. But he was at me after round 3. The Carlton result didn't help very much, so I hope the last couple of weeks have. Obviously, the members are a lifeblood, and we play for each other, but we also play for our supporters, and it's get on board, Sammy.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll get on board. I'm going to have one more just...
Buy a membership, will you?
Would you just humour me? Would you just humour me? If you were a meteorologist, in weather terms, how would you describe your relationship with me? Cloudy, frosty, tepid, hot, sweaty, stormy, icy?
Is sweaty, have you ever heard?
I've never heard.
The weather being sweaty?
Yeah, what? Well, it's 40 degrees, you're not sweaty. You'd be the only person in the world that wouldn't sweat.
No, we're amicable.
There's a weather term I've never heard of.
Amicable.
It's going to be an amicable day today.
Not sure, Bucks, when you jumped in the hot seat and you maybe lost that game to the Blues by 10 goals, whether you ever felt like going to the top of a building. But our man Jim Brayshaw, as we stand here, has now arrived 7.5 stories up. I believe he's there somewhere, maybe in the fetal position. I can't... Oh, there he is. I don't know whether you'd ever contemplate doing that at any stage or not, but he's about to jump off that building.
Not at night time and not when it's wet.
Got the very tight bicycle clips on.
That is, I know, coming up very shortly. Hey, if you're a footy lover, if you're a footy lover, you sat. Oh, let me get there. You'd have sat back and admired this man, the way he played his footy, always, whether you're barrack for Collingwood or not, and the way that he's set about his journey as an AFL coach. One thinks he's going to be just as successful. We love and appreciate you coming in, and good luck for the rest of the Plenty more James Brayshaw off the building. Still to come on the Footy Show.
Still to come on the Footy Show, Sam, the G, Magpie supporters. Go to Pie! Yeah! This ain't gonna be pretty. But next, I might be stepping in as co-host full-time because Jimmy's going over the edge of a 7-storey building. Don't let us down, Jimmy boy. Or is that... Oh, anybody?
Simon Black lines them up and sends it home.
To Black on his favoured side. Left foot kick is right through the middle.
Silky by Black.
Okay, Blackie, here we are at the Gabba, mate. Getting ready for your 300th game. What does it mean to make the 300 milestone?
Yeah, it means a lot, mate, to play for this great club for so many years. It's been a great honour, a great thrill. We've had a fantastic journey with the Lions. Obviously, our successes at the start of the 2000 was fantastic, and you know, the great characters we've been able to play with along the way is probably the highlight, I reckon.
Black wheels around on the left side. Oh, wonderful skills.
Can you pull out a single highlight of your of that 300 games?
Well, no doubt those premierships, mate. To separate them is very hard. They're obviously the climax of what you play footy for, and each one's different. But now that first one was pretty incredible for the footy club, for the city of Brisbane. To win it for the city as much as anything else was just enormous, and the support we got thereafter was incredible, wasn't it?
And the Brownlow medalist, the Norm Smith medalist, Simon Black.
You got a trophy cabinet bigger than my house, and you filled it up. What drives you still to this day, mate, at 32?
Mate, I think it's just trying to be better all the time. Even, I suppose today I even try to get better. I'm probably, falling away, but you try to improve all the time.
Yeah, falling away. He had 30 touches last weekend, so he's definitely falling away, that's for sure.
The Brownlow medalist. Can he bend it back like Beckham? Yes! Great goal!
300's a big number, mate. How long can you go on for?
I don't know, mate. We'll see how this year transpires, and whether it's the last year or not, I'm not sure. But, I love my footy as much as I did when I was a young fella, and we'll see how we go, mate. It'll be good to play on, but we'll see what happens.
Well, there you go, mate. It's sensational. We're hoping for a historic night, but making a memorable night for you as well, mate. And hopefully sing the song at the end of it all.
Thanks,
well done, mate.
Thanks, mate.
You're a bloody champion.
Welcome back to Footy Show. One of the modern-day great Simon Black, if not the most popular and respected modern-day player. I can't name another one. Well, how do you rate Simon Black?
Oh, exemplary, Gary. Absolutely magnificent. I don't know if you, Drew, or you, Cam, understand how good you've got to be to play 300 games. Oh. And that is a remarkable effort, isn't it? And he is just a star, and he looks as though he's 12.
Norm Smith medals, best and fairest.
Everything.
Brown, every medal imaginable.
Every medal.
Hey, that's the extended interview. Jonathan Brown doing a great job. We'll be on the Sunday Footy Show in its entirety.
Speaking of, Speaking of interviews, we weren't going to ask Nathan about Mick's relationship. We were going to leave that right alone.
What?
And then And then we jumped in, didn't we?
No, well, of course you're going to talk. When Nathan comes on, you're going to talk about...
amicable, he said.
Amicable?
Yeah.
Handled himself beautifully, as always. What are you doing?
I meant to do this when I was...
You got a new trick. Oh.
Is it?
Yeah, it's great. The 300th game of Simon Black, Brisbane taking on Geelong. Brownie?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game. For Brisbane, out Sheldon and Harwood omitted. In comes Polkinghorn and in goes for Geelong. Gillies is out. Hall and Smith big in. Matty Scarlett's back after his uppercut on Ballantyne. We like seeing that. I think it's going to be a huge game. Brisbane were very good. Saw them first hand last week. When Black and Brown are firing, they're very hard to beat, and I think that it's going to be a close game, but Geelong will win for me.
Yeah, I think Geelong will get the points here, Brownie, but the Lions are a very competitive bunch, so they'll definitely stand up for Blackie's 300.
Not going that well, Bill, your boys.
No, about second or third gear, about to go up to third or fourth.
11th on the ladder versus 10th.
Yeah, well, they both had 2 and 2, and they travel all right. The Cats do up there at the Gabba.
Do they?
Where we've done well over the years, Gary, of course, and the record goals kicked.
What?
What
did you say?
The Gabba.
You got the record over there?
Yes, I have, Gary.
How many did you kick?
I got 11 there on one day, and I still get asked, you know, the kids.
What?
As I walk into the ground, they say, "Do you want a record?" Already got it, boys. Here, don't worry about it. Mate, they got no idea what I'm talking about. Hey, you know why? It's very hard to replace a bloke like Brad Otten's, a big ruckman who are very good. Cameron Ling was the best run-with player they had, so they've got to find someone else. Plus, there's 7 kids that have played about 20 games. So what Chris Scott is doing is bringing in some kids. So it is difficult. Yeah. Transition, I think they call it.
All right, so you're tipping Geelong as well?
Geelong, just.
It's a close game, Sammy, this one.
Yeah.
It's a tight one.
Geelong will be following Brownie's line. They'll be dropping all the experienced players to make way for the young boys.
Well, you've got to do that.
You've got to keep moving because Jim's going to back out of his jump if you don't keep going.
Well, this is a very dangerous game, this for Geelong, and I doubt if I'm not sure that they can win this, but I tell you what, I'm going to defer to our guest tipster.
Who?
Now, I'm going to thank, this is a guest tipster we've got who's going to select on my behalf, and I want to thank Fox Football or Sport or whatever they... Fox Footy, yeah, for lending him to us, and he is going to indicate either the Lions or the Cats, and this is a thank you very much to the Chief. Now, wait for it. This is the Chief going to select a cat. You didn't see... We came in a fraction early. The Chief actually put his opposable thumb into a box, and you didn't know if he was going to pull out the cat or the lion. Mind you, if he pulled out the lion, it would have bitten his head off. Thumbs up to Jimmy.
All right, I'm going the Cats as well.
It's good of Fox.
Yeah, he's good. We're going to go back out to Shane Crawford, who's got James Brayshaw with him, of course. He's facing up to his fear, Nissan Navara style. Crawford, how's he feeling, our man?
Thank you, Gary, and thank you to Nissan Navara, Australia's most powerful tradie. And talk about powerful, how are you feeling, Jim? He's shitting himself. Don't you worry about that. Now, we have Jeff from Yarragon Football Club. How can Nissan power up your football club with $10,000?
Oh, they can really help us rebuild the social rooms after we had a fire in the kitchen last month. So, a lot of damage, and yeah, Jim, $10,000 would be really handy.
A bit of spirit, Jim, a bit of shin bonus spirit. $10,000 or $1,000, you've got to do it, mate.
Well, I think $1,000 is good for a local footy club as well, Shane.
Well, it is, but $10,000, that is unbelievable. And you've got some great text messages today from very supportive people.
Well, Dermot Brereton was the last 9 personality to do this exact thing. He sent me a text today saying, I hope the rope breaks and you die.
OK, that's fantastic. You've got great support out there. Anyway, as the weather starts to set in a little bit, we're going to get you, Jim, to get up there and get into it. We wish you all the very best.
Off you go. James Brayshaw heading to the top. And he's coming up in the very next segment, 7.5 stories up. And he is genuinely concerned. We're very much looking forward to it. Bit of news kicking around. Please welcome the best in the business. Damien Barrett joins us. Welcome, Damo.
Thank you, guys.
Big story over the past couple of days, Twitter threat. Now, this can get out of hand in a big way. Sam Lonergan was the player that was the subject of them. Of course, laid the tackle on Andrew Carazzo. Where is all that at the moment?
Well, it actually runs a whole lot deeper, Gaz, than just the tweet that was sent to Sam Lonergan. There are 3 other AFL people who have also been subjected to these highly offensive and threatening messages, and they're messages which the police are treating extremely seriously and realistic, and that's their words. So that's where they're at with it. The 3 people are Lonergan's teammate, Gaz, Kyle Hardingham, as well as 2 senior AFL officials, Jason Mifsud and Ali Faher, who respectively work in the AFL's talent engagement area as well as multicultural division of the AFL. Now, the tweets which have come and the threats have come via a Twitter account which has a disturbingly racist message in its handle, and the name on the Twitter account also has an equally disturbing name. In order, the tweets targeted the AFL officials first, and then after the Essendon and Carlton game on the weekend, the Essendon players copped it as well. Federal Police is assisting partially the Victorian Police investigation into it, and the police tonight have said they won't comment simply because it's inappropriate to do so while the investigations are continuing.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on that dangerous stuff, the Twitter world. What about Brad Scott? Has he got a bit of a please explain from the AFL?
He has. It relates to his conduct after the game last weekend, Swans v North Melbourne. On the ground, there was a post-match presentation. He approached umpires. Now, he did ask the goal umpires, who were also on the ground at the time, this is post-match, could he ask them a question? They said yes. He asked them why or who referred a goal-kicking decision of his player, Todd Goldstein, to the video referee. The AFL has got wind of this. It does potentially breach AFL rules. He has been sent a please explain. He'll get his sanction handed down tomorrow. He does have a prior. The AFL has made him aware that there is a $20,000 potential fine on him on that, but he'll find out tomorrow.
The number 1 draft pick for the Greater Western Sydney, a young lad by the name of Jonathan Patton, extraordinarily talented footballer, went overseas for knee surgery, so late start to the season, played his first game back on the weekend. Yeah, that was his first game back on the weekend. He didn't get through the game. The same knee was a cause of concern for him and the club. Now, he's had scans. It was a scare. The scans have come back pretty much okay, but it is a reassessment on where he's at, though, with his career. It was the same knee. They're going to rest him again this week from the reserves and just taking a really big picture look at the guy who was the number 1 draft pick in last year's draft. Very nice. Well delivered. Please thank Damien Barrett, as always. All the news kicking around. We're going to keep moving. Drew Petrie, Greater Western Sydney take on the Bulldogs in the Blockbuster.
That's right, Gary. Up at Monica Oval on Saturday, playing for the Prime Minister's Cup. Ins for the GWS Reid, Adams, Caniglio, Cameron Green out, Brogan, Moore, Palmer, Miles and Kennedy. For the Western Bulldogs, who had a nice win last week over Melbourne. Ins are the veterans, the fossil Brian Lake, Liberatore, Gian Siracusa is out with Austin as well. So no doubt the Bulldogs will want to back up after a nice win last week over Melbourne. GWS look competitive at times this year in quarters and halves, but I suppose yet to put a game together. So I think the Bulldogs will win the Prime Minister's Cup.
Yeah. I think you've got to say that. There's a centre bet odds there. I think it was $10 to the Giants and $1.05 for the Western Bulldogs there. I tell you what, Chadwick Corns, you love the way he goes about it. He just loves playing Adelaide. Of course, this is him last week. He takes the jumper off and he even takes it off. He says, have a look at me. How do you reckon I'm going?
I'd take the jumper off too, Bill, if I look like
that is magnificent. He nearly jumped the fence for that. But that surprises me, Gaz, because he's a very shy boy. We got a couple of clips here, and look at this. This is Chadwick for the Port Adelaide membership drive. This is him, of course, last year during a game. He just loves getting that top off and showing the muscles. That is magnificent, isn't it? You like that, Drewy?
No. If I had a rig like that, I'd have my shirt off all day.
Look at that.
Keep mine on, Bill.
You aren't careful, old fatty. Who's going to win this?
I really like the way the Giants have been playing. They've been aggressive, and I don't think they're going to win. But people got to remember it just takes time. And Big Izzy kicked his first goal on the weekend. He's showing some signs. Western Bulldogs for me.
What particular part of their game do you like? What do you like about them?
Their aggression. I think Choco Williams and Sheeds is instilling that in them, and they've got a lot of young guys playing some really good footy. Dean Brogan's helped them out. He's out this week, but Hampton kicked 3.
They haven't got anyone playing good footy. They're aggressive.
Luke Powell's
They're
playing
very
some
aggressive.
good
Scully.
What?
Scully. Do you know Luke Dalhouse? Who's he play for?
You speaking to me?
Yes.
Who does
Luke Dalhouse.
Dull House?
Yeah, Dale House.
Dull House.
Yeah.
Well, do you know?
Yeah.
What are you asking for?
What's the margin, Fuss? What sort of margin are we looking at?
100 points.
100 plus?
Yep.
All right. Don't forget Anzac Day Street Talk coming up. One of your finest moments.
No, I won't forget. I was there yesterday
Not talking to you. I'm talking to the general audience. We're going to go to a break because after the break we're crossing back to James Brayshaw.
Whoa.
Going to try and overcome his fear.
Oh.
That's next. From the Balloon Templestowe Footy Club, thanks to James Bode's draft. They're joining us in the audience, so great to have the boys there. Balloon Templestowe, fine young bunch of fit men down there, Bill at Balloon Temp, so lovely to have them in now. Thanks to James Bode draft, of course. Great supporters of local footy, and thanks to them, each of our panellists, $1,000 goes back to their local footy club, so $1,000. Drew, going back where, Drew boy?
Ballarat Swans, Gaz.
Ballarat Swans.
Yeah, in sunny Ballarat.
Beautiful,
so
sunny Ballarat. And Brownie, where's $1,000 going to?
Hawthorn sits just behind the G-bung there.
Ah, very nice.
Popped in there a couple of times.
Indeed. So that is good news indeed. Now, William.
Yes.
Of course, Almost Footy Legends tonight, just on hold for the moment.
That's right, on hold. But this is the address that you want to send all your DVDs and VHSs and...
well done.
What did you used to have in the old days? Beta? Whatever you want. Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria, 3001, or go to footyshow.com.au and upload your video. But get it in there. They're the best prizes in the business.
It's unbelievable. Get your entries in now. Now we're just going to have a look at some photos of these boys as youngsters because we love doing that. First up, Drew Boy, this is you at the Ballarat Swans.
That's my brother to, I suppose, the left of me. He sent that today. I wasn't sure what he was going to send, but...
not a handsome kid, Drew.
Nah, still not, Gary, 20-odd years later. Jeez.
Swannies. What position did you play?
I was a bit of a cinnamon back in the day,
yeah. You shot up late, did you?
Yeah, I was a late bloomer.
Yeah. Any memorable moment as a youngster or not?
Yeah, a few. Kicked 6 one day, which was nice.
Oh, that's pretty disappointing.
No,
we like to hear 18s and 19s.
Nothing like that.
Righto, Brownie, give us a look at you. Hawthorn sits, superstar.
There he is.
Look at your melon.
Yeah, you got a helmet on.
Good look. Nice little buffon there.
And lipstick.
Oh, look at him.
What team's
Yeah,
that?
such an innocent young boy.
Look at that.
That looks like Claremont when I played in Perth for a few years.
Ever reported as a youngster, Brownie?
You get sent off down there, so I got sent off a couple of times, but mainly for abusing umpires.
What about your dear old dad, Mel? Did he just reprimand you?
He actually got asked by the...
He
got asked by the principal of Scotch College to leave the ground one day because he was abusing Catholics, the Xavier boys. Abusing,
Of course, we don't encourage views of umpires or Catholics on the Footy Show. Billy, get this game out of the road. Not that it's not a big game, but we want to get to Jim.
Huge game, showdown number 32. The Crows haven't lost a game at home this season, and there's some changes there. Bernie Vince is out with that hand. Which is disappointing. Tippett, 126 points last week. He was okay. In comes Stiffy, Callaghan, Otten, and Jared Lyons comes in. Good luck to him. Now the Lions goes. And the Port Adelaide side, who were pretty good last week, got blown away in the first quarter. Travis Boak was very good. I like him. Hey, good luck to Robbie Gray if you're listening to this. He is a great player, and that terrible knee injury last week, he's out for the year. Comes Roden, Phillips, Hitchcock and Young. Aaron Young might get a game there from Wanturna. Good luck to him. I am going for Port Adelaide in this one. I reckon they can win this one at $2.60 on centrebet.com.au, Drew.
Yes, Bill, I agree. I think Port Adelaide are a competitive bunch, and I love the work of Jay Schultz. Port Adelaide had more inside 50s than Collingwood last week, so I think they'll get up.
Going for the outsider.
We love a showdown. It's going to be a pretty physical game, I would have thought. They hate each other's guts over there in Adelaide. Adelaide for me.
Who are you going for?
Well, just as a foundation member of their drive back into the red, or not out of the red.
You put in 1,000, didn't you?
And you?
Yeah, no, I didn't. My entry didn't come.
Oh, how fortunate. So you didn't back them?
I said I was happy to, but I just haven't got
all
the
right,
form.
well, he's happy to. Send the form to the
So
footy
you're
club.
going for your side, Port Adelaide?
Well, not really. How could you pick a winner there?
No, very, very hard.
Well, who are you picking?
I think I'll go for the Crows, I reckon.
Will you? All right.
Toss of the pen. What we're doing now, though, Foss, is the thing that we've been looking forward to for a week. We are crossing now to James Brayshaw, who sits atop a 7.5-storey building. He's wired up. Jim, can you hear us?
Gary, I can hear you.
And how are you feeling?
Gary, I've never, ever been more terrified in my life. And that includes Curtly Ambrose, Malcolm Marshall, any of that. I can't move.
Have you had a practice run or not?
No.
Not at all. That's Macca behind you.
Here.
Can Macca hear us?
Macca, that's Macca, and he
guys.
swears he's not going to let me go until I'm ready to go, but I'm not ready to go.
Ever seen a more petrified man, Macca, in your life?
What's that?
Macca can't hear us. Can Macca hear us?
Yeah, I can, mate. He's going to love it, mate. We've got to get him to the edge. He's going to wave to the crowd. Then he's going to come down and collar that check for them boys.
All right, this is the moment. Shane Crawford's down the bottom. Jim,
don't want any part of this.
$10,000, bit of encouragement for him.
Come on, Jimmy! Okay, you ready to go? Just like that. Yes. Open that.
I haven't got my hands open.
Right, we're going to walk up, left leg up first.
Hurry up,
okay,
Jim.
up we go.
On you, Jim.
Come on, Jimmy.
No,
Jimmy. Left leg up.
do it.
Left leg up, Jim.
Look over,
Yes.
Right leg up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just lean forward.
Oh,
There you go. You're there. You're there.
Come on, you bloody
There we go.
squib.
All right.
Go.
Let me
You got the
go.
death grip. You got the death grip, Jerry.
All right, here we are.
Get going, Jim. Well on,
Gary! I'm stuck! I don't want to go any further! Gary! I'm bugging!
Go faster, Jim.
No, I can't do it!
Hurry up. You're meant to walk. Go.
Gary!
Run.
I'm gonna die!
Run. Run down faster.
Look at these reptiles from me!
Oh, one-handed.
All right.
Take your hands off and
Run
give us a
fast,
wave.
Jim.
Give it another point.
Run now.
Look at him, he's loving it.
He's getting cocky now.
Let the rope go.
Righto, run down, fast.
Oh, he's done it. Oh, well done.
There it is, he's actually made it. Let's do, while Shane gathers him, look at Shane. Shane's dressed as number. How'd you go, Jim? I want to go to the replay. Can we have a look at the replay while they unhook him and he compose himself? I didn't think he really jumped off the edge with a great deal of courage.
No, look.
He went on his bum for the first 20 metres.
It's like a dog scraping its ass against the...
Look at him, little steps.
What about your president, Drew boy? I didn't think he really embraced that all that aggressively.
I think there's a skid mark down the back of the wall there, just trailing him. That
like he's
first, he's
coming
done
home
very
from the
well.
pub.
Look at his little steps.
Shane, look at Shane.
The Yarragon Football Club. Well done.
Look at
How
Shane.
was
What are
it,
you
Jim?
doing?
Hey, scared
not
of
good.
heights anymore?
Why are you dressed like that, Shane?
Well, because of safety reasons, you couldn't do it, and I don't mind dressing up as women.
Hey, Gary.
How'd you go, Jimmy? It didn't
Get
look that,
around him!
It didn't look that hard.
Magnificent effort. Now you're going to celebrate tonight.
Oh.
You've just conquered one of your biggest fears.
How do you reckon I got off the wall?
I
I
tell you
actually
what,
sat on the wall.
The speed that you were coming down was quite magnificent, and well done.
I'm not
You've
good.
conquered.
Hey, but Jeff, you got 10 grand for your local footy club, mate, and that is fantastic.
Well done. And you can head down to Crown Casino and double it tonight.
Go to the big house.
Right there, yes. Fantastic. There's the check.
There you are, mate.
Congratulations. James Brayshaw, you're a legend.
Hey, Jim.
He's conquered his fear. Well done. Round of applause.
Yeah, we do take our hat off to you, Jim. Well done, and
Brayshaw.
thanks to Nissan Navara, $10,000 to the Yarragon Footy Club. It was a good effort.
Very good effort.
It's a good effort.
No, it was mainly a good effort.
No, it was a
You
bloody
could
good
have got out and stood it. You meant
Well,
to
he was
stand at
petrified,
right
Foss.
angles to it.
He was absolutely
Looked like
petrified.
he was a
to
dog,
take
had
that
worms.
first step over. I think it was a wonderful effort.
And we two Wonder Woman of breasts are showing too, if you wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, we will pass it on. Thanks to Nissan Navara and Yarragon. How good are they going? 10 grand. Hey, we're going to take a break. Street Talk, Anzac Day style. That's coming up next on the Footy Club.
doesn't get any bigger than this. An oversized tube of deep heat. We're talking about injury. I think I've just done an agate there when I caught that thing. It's the wrong game.
Hey?
It's the wrong game.
I don't care.
Well, yeah.
I'm showing my love, showing my passion.
Collingwood supporter, go to Pine! Yeah, come on!
There you are. Is this the family of Denise?
Sucks.
True Collingwood supporter, that's how they do their best work. I'm better looking than some of those people you're being interviewing, Sam.
This is the epitome of a Collingwood supporter.
Go to Pine! Come on!
Yeah. Come on.
I'm from Maui. I'm from Maui.
Where are you going?
You're son of a bum.
Son of a bum. That's son of a gun, sir. Surely.
I watched that Foxtel. The bloody picture's terrible. And that Dunstall, I'm sick of looking at him. I'd rather look at Sam. I'd rather look at Sammy.
You think you're funny, but you're not.
I think I'm what? Think I'm funny?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm funny.
No, you try to be funny.
You're very funny.
I am. So what is your main song?
My main song is a song called Shock.
Could you just start
Shock.
it off?
Yeah, I can.
He might have been a good footballer, but I'll tell you what, he's ball-headed. He's no good. He's boring.
Chief, this man really loves you, I can tell.
Kick the switch. We're turning on the power. I am going to Footy.
You're a regular on Street Talk. Oh. You're one of the people that makes us famous.
Dandenong.
Dandenong, yeah.
I was in the background.
Oh, well, you're in the foreground now. You go...
Thanks very much, Sam. We'll see you, brother.
Right. In the foreground. Why don't you like me?
Oh, you're annoying.
I'm a pussy. I'm annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's awesome.
Let's ignite the night.
Have you got a better explanation, Sam?
Vaseline. Man's walked into a tree.
I had to go down to TAB and put some money on the Maggies there.
You will?
I just did.
I see. What is your main reason for tipping them?
Can't afford not to.
He's relying on them to get him out of the shit.
And appreciate your candour, sir. These folk are standing right where the gas cylinder exploded. Do they know that? Did you know that this was a scene like it could have been a terrorist cell here last year?
Was it Shane Crawford who saved your life?
No, it was a large security man. I can't mention his name. His initials John Moncrief. He wrestled me to the ground, threw me down like a rag doll just here as the huge explosion.
Ball of flame engulfed the atmosphere.
Very nicely said, sir. I said it better myself. Are you a redhead? That's all I was asking.
Oh, yes, mate.
No, I'm only just asking that.
Essendon might get up on them. Essendon might get up.
It's gruelling, isn't it?
It is. It's
You
devastating.
spell gruelling?
No.
Oh, go on, have a crack at it.
GROOLING.
Nailed it.
Grueling, maybe GRUEHLING?
GRUEH.
LING?
Yeah, if all this turns out to be right, if all what you said then turns out to be right, you'll have it immortalised on celluloid and we'll play this tomorrow on the Footy Show.
Sounds good, Eddie. Sounds good, Sammy.
Yeah, Eddie, thank you very much.
That's all right. Gary Busy.
That's him.
That's him.
This looks like Gary Busy, doesn't it?
It does.
TROULING.
GROULING. Spell grueling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you gotta roll with the...
Yes, I want you on my team.
Oh,
immediately.
I'm in.
GRAUL. How about a double O?
GROULING. Correct.
Yes, got one. Yes.
Can you spell grueling?
Yeah.
Go on.
GRUELLING.
Bloody beautifully
See, I went to
done.
school, Sam.
No, you did it beautifully too,
went to
sir.
school.
Yeah, you didn't go to the dentist.
No.
Hey, Samuel, a little bit of Anzac Day Street Talk. No,
Very good.
No incidents?
No gas bottles exploding. Luckily, it was overcast and raining and no one was having barbecues.
Big crowd, 86.
Gary,
87.
we got there at 11:30. There was obviously 86,000. There was a steady stream of people for 3 hours walking in there. It was unbelievable.
Sporting capital of the country.
It is, mate. And John Moncrief, who was our security man, he said he'd just come back from England over there, and he said to have that crowd barracking for different sides, they have to segregate entire cities and have riot police and cordon off areas because there is genuine angst and fighting and brutality.
It is a credit to all footy supporters
It is.
as well. When the minute silence was on, 87,000 people, you could not hear a thing. So well done to everyone who was at the MCG. Bill, you've got a special guest in the crowd
I
today.
do, Gaz, and when you think of street talk, there's only one woman. Oh, you're on. Jean. Jeannie, superstar. Now, Sam, on Street Talk, Sam promised you that he'd pick you up in his Lamborghini.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yes,
he did.
Yeah, I did.
Crikey,
I spoke
have a
to
look
the
at you.
Housing Commission. They said they couldn't guarantee its safety.
Has Sam won you over? Do you reckon you'd leave your slippers under his bed? No? No. Why not? He's a nice man. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a nice man out. Yes.
You're about the same age.
Hey, Bill, who does Jeannie
Yeah,
barrack
it
for?
depends how old is he?
Who do you barrack for, Dale?
I like to see Carlton win. Carlton win, Billy.
Yeah? What about the Cats? You like the Cats?
What happened to the Cats? They're not going too good, are they?
I'm sorry, Jeannie. All right, no, we've loved you on the Street Talk. It's good. You liked it in here tonight?
Yes, very nice.
Everyone knows you're a
Good
bit of a
here.
superstar, aren't you?
Of course I am. I can't help it if I am.
Look at that. Hawthorn and Sydney at Aurora Stadium. Campbell Brown's going to do that.
Yeah, it's a big game. Hawthorn hosting the undefeated Sydney Swans. Out Jack Gunston and Hill. They've called Luke Hodge back into the side this week, so it'll be interesting to see whether he gets over his calf. And for the Sydney Swans, obviously, Gary Rowan goes out with that horrible broken leg. Adam Goods comes back in and Lewis Roberts-Thompson. But massive game for both clubs. Big congratulations to Brad Sewell playing his 150th game and Adam Goods playing his 304th, and he's breaking the club record.
Yeah.
That is a magnificent effort from Adam Goods, taking the record off Mickey O'Loughlin, and what a superstar he's been. Who do you like, boys?
I'm going to go with the Swans, Gaz. Hawthorn travelling 2 weeks in a row, so might be under the pump.
Yeah, had to come back from Perth, then they're going down to Tassie. I tell you what, the Sydney Swans will win if Jude Bolton is on his game. Have a look at this last week, three-quarter time huddle. There he is there. Look at him. Focus.
Go, look at him.
Focus. Look at him. Yes, yes, horse. Yes,
Go, Jude.
horse.
Yeah, no, Jude.
Ryan, you listening, Ryan? Look at him. Yes, horse. We're going to win this. We're going to win it. Come on, you.
Look at Ryan
Look
O'Keefe.
at him.
He's laughing his head off.
Ryan O'Keefe's laughing. Horse is nearly laughing. Look at him. Oh, that is fantastic. But Hawthorn down in Tassie. You've got to go with Hawthorn down in Tasmania, Sam.
Granny.
Yeah, they love that ground. They played very, very well. Buddy's going to kick a bag, I can see it.
All right, Fossil.
You can see they can. Well, it'd be a great game because they're going very well, the Swans. Do you need me to tell you that? But we'll go for the Hawks down there because they've just more experience on that ground, Gary.
I'm with you, Forsell. And the last one we're going to have a look at is St Kilda taking on Melbourne Saturday night.
Thanks, Gary. Melbourne coming off a loss last week. Outs for them are Mitch Clark with a broken head and Tapscott's been omitted. Sylvia and Grimes in, which are two big ends. For the Saints, the only out is Big Posy. Kicked 3 goals last week, but he's been suspended. In is Jason Graham, so a lot of drive off half-back there. The game is on Saturday night at the MCG, and I reckon the Saints will continue Melbourne's miserable start to the year.
Yeah, look, two positive out of last week's game for Melbourne. Jeremy Howe, the boy, can play.
Good player.
And Mitch Clark to walk off that ground because it was unbelievable. He landed on his head. It could have been a lot worse. So good luck to Mitch Clark. He's not playing because of concussion. But the centre bet odds there says that I've got to go with St Kilda, Campbell.
St Kilda for me.
You're turning into a light royal idiot. Now, who would you be tipping in this game?
Oh, Gary, a couple of the fellows down in the long room just while we were having the wombat spleen, tempered and sautéed, might I add, we're having a snifter of brandy and we were saying, by Jove, have the fellows kicked on. And I was just saying to Rusty down there and Roger, I said, why don't you join me with a Remy Martin? It's brandy. No, seriously, Gary, tally ho. I think the lads could actually not in a snowflake's chance of getting up. Yeah. But I do believe it's going to be good. Let's just have a sip of this.
You have a sip of that. I think, sadly, the Saints might get up as well. We'll take a break and wrap up the footy show afterwards. Timber and Hardware, Australia's only proper hardware store. Magnificent supporters of the Footy Show. Last game of this round, it is West Coast taking on the Richmond Footy Club. Etihad Stadium, the Tigers, of course, went down to the Cats. So pretty good last week. Just 10 points out of Marriage has been dropped. Graham Griffiths-Day and Jeremy Webberley has come into this lineup. They take on the West Coast Eagles, of course, who are just on top of the AFL. The Hawks by 4 points after not kicking a goal in the first half. Daniel Kerr back in ripping form. They've got no outs, just Butler, Brown and Tom Swift have been added to the squad. Unusually, this is at Etihad Stadium. It's a twilight game for the Tigers. Anyone think that Richmond can cause an upset, please?
No, Gary. You think West Coast to wing. Jack Revolt. Come on, Jack. Kick some goals. True.
Yeah, love watching Dustin Martin, but unfortunately the Weagles will win this week.
Yeah, West Coast will be too strong and... Lacroix's been quiet this year too, I think.
And John,
I don't like to tip, Gary. These sides are so suburban and so working class. We wouldn't even bother. This blue-collar stuff wouldn't even bother making a tip, Gary.
All right. Well, I think the West Coast Eagles for what it's worth. But what we need to do, right... Yes? Nice support for the Eagles. We're going to welcome back a man who, and I want to say this in all sincerity, we have a bit of a laugh and a joke, but he was petrified of heights. So to go up there, $10,000 on the line for the Yarragon Footy Club from Nissan is a mighty effort, and he's returned the all-conquering James Brayshaw, if you don't mind. And Shane Crawford, his coach, has also wandered back into the building. Well done, Shane. Hey, Jimmy.
Gary.
That was a good effort, my friend.
That is the single most terrifying thing I've ever done.
Is it really?
Yep.
It didn't look that scary.
Before you went out there, Macca, who's a lovely man who ran it all, said, righto, you're all hooked in, you're ready to go. I said, Macca, I can't do this. I actually can't do it.
I want to have a look at this. I want you to talk us through the first 10 metres because...
Yeah, well, look, I'm sitting. I can't even walk.
Sit on your ass for 10 minutes.
And then...
the baby steps.
I'm like a dog that's got an issue with its bum. I'm sort of scraping it along.
And look at the steps, little Jimmy. Look at the little steps.
At this stage, I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just...
You're confident now. You're very confident
now. Now I've picked up, Brownie.
No, you haven't really. You're still going little ones. What was this all about?
Well, I didn't realise, Gary, that if you hold onto the rope, you can't go anywhere. So I kept holding onto it, and that means you stay where you are. So it didn't work out.
Foss, how did you rate his performance on the night?
It was pathetic. You couldn't have driven a knitting needle up his backside with a jackhammer. He was that tight. It was the sphincter, Jim.
No,
I mean, that's as tight as I've ever seen anyone.
Totally agree. I've never been more scared.
Why didn't you? You're meant to get out vertically and walk down
I couldn't do it. It all sort of stopped functioning.
You did it. That is a good effort, Jim. Because all day you were very scared. So well done, Jim.
Well done. How was it, Shane? Was it as scary as it looked out there or not?
Yeah, it was very wet too, so very slippery conditions, and he did a great job. He knocked down 4 beers before he did it.
All I know, Brownie, is that I'm now finished. And there are 5 other blokes attached to this show who have got to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Shane,
Gary.
Bill, Gary and Sam.
That is good. And the Velvet Sledgehammer is involved in this as well.
And the Rialto. So there's 5.
And very big announcement next week, Gary, because things have actually skyrocketed here.
No,
That's silly Wonder Woman. Yeah, they have. They're right up. We had to get to 350.
Within 500. Hey, it's been a very big night. We appreciate the efforts of Drew Petrie and also to Campbell Brown. Well done, boys. Good luck in the weekend. Also to Bill and the Shane and Nathaniel and to you, Jim. Congratulations. You've become a man. We'll see you next Thursday night at 9:30. Good night.